Hey, what up, y'all? It's your player partner, Cardo Mac, chilling here in Corcoran, California today with Chicano Rapper, the rock and roll gangster, Sonny Boy Lokzter. What's up, my brother?
What's up with it?
How are you doing?
Good.
Good, good. Nice, hot, sunny day today. Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Got the 6-4 in the background.
6'4", can't go wrong with the 6'4" on a hot sunny day.
That's right. That's right. So I heard about your music a little bit later into your career. Your music was kind of hard to get a hold of. I remember the first time I heard you was on a feature for Criminal. I think the song was called Criminal Minded on the Raza Loca album. So I liked the way you were rapping on there. So then I started looking for more of your music, but it was pretty hard to get a hold of, even to this date. The first time I met you, I hit you up and I was like, "Hey, you got any CDs for sale?" And pulled up in the Freightliner and slanged them out the trunk.
Coming through in the Freightliner.
That's
got
right.
Them boots laced like a mainliner.
That's right. Real talk right there.
Yeah. My music is hard to come by. A lot of it's out. Like I put it out, and once it's done, I just never repressed or nothing. I got like hella street terror still.
If anybody wants a Street Tear album,
Yeah.
hit them up. Yeah, so yeah, I heard about you probably till 2006, 2007, but tell us a little bit about your background before you started rapping and then how you started getting into rapping.
Well, I grew up in Corcoran, California, small town, like family here.
Everybody
If you're
knows
not
everybody?
Family, you're like family. Even if you're enemies, you're still family. Everybody knows everybody. But yeah, I grew up in Corcoran. My grandparents grew up in the camps in Corcoran too. Back then, all the mostly the Mexicans used to live out in camps. The field workers, they used to live out in camps outside of the town. They even had their own school. They would have to go to their own school out there. And yeah, just basically that's it. Just grew up in Corcoran.
So as a youngster, who were some of your musical influences? Who was Sonny Boy Lokzter bumping?
Well, like off top, like first, my grandpa, he played in a band. Los Dinamitas del Norte. They're out of Corcoran too. My uncle was the main guy on the accordion. My other uncle, my mom's brother, was on the bass. They had somebody else on the guitar. My grandpa was on the drums.
Did you pick up any of those skills?
Nah, I wish I tried. Like I would go to any gig that a kid could go to. I was there behind my grandpa watching him play the drums. Boom. But I never. I don't
Weren't
know.
able to
it's
pick it
just
up?
Too much multitasking. Like
Yeah.
like I couldn't do it. But like off top, that what's kicked it off. Like to get me, going with the music. And then it had to be fourth, fifth grade. Crush Groove comes out. Fat Boys, Run DMC, LL Cool J, all that. I seen that, and I'm like, wow.
So that got your attention more than the Spanish music.
Yeah. That got my attention. Everybody wearing the rope chains, big old Adidas, Kango hats.
That's a new thing.
Yeah. So I went out and got me a Kango. I was, sporting a Kango hat. And I kind of like started rapping then too, like, but barely. Like I was copying other people, And yeah.
But you wouldn't try to make up your own rhymes?
Oh, nah. I would just do everybody else's, Run DMCs. But that's what influenced me more.
Did you ever think at that point, oh, it's something that you want to do?
Actually, I did. Yeah, I did. I did think of that. I was like, man, that's what I want to do, rap, And then once, like, time went by, like, that just, what maybe was a phase then, it just faded away. And then I started seeing more Chicano rappers come out, And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, damn, they could do it, Lighter Shade of Brown. Then Kid Frost was out on the radio. Those were the ones on the radio. None of us from up here were on the radio. Well, shit, we still ain't, But that's what I was like, oh, shit, they could do it. Like, I could do it, So then that's when I first started. Actually, you know what? Some dude lied to me. And he said that he could rap. And
Somebody local or who?
yeah, he's not around no more, but he lied to me and said, hey, I could rap. Let's make a rap group and this. And I said, oh, shit, because he heard me rapping somebody's rhymes, And then so I went to my room and I wrote a rap. And I came at him like, I got a rap, bro. And he was like, I lied. Okay. So that's what kicked it off right there.
One of your posts, I think it was on Instagram, I read that you actually built your own studio at 20 years old, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was your motivation to want to do that?
Just to start recording. Because I had went to a studio before, and Criminal actually took me to a studio. And
Here in Corcoran, or where was that?
no, it was in Tulare. The dude was from Corcoran. It was a black guy, Captain J. He's an old school rapper. He was doing shows from way back, and so we went to his studio and recorded. And I was like, oh shit, this is tight. And I seen that you could just go to the music store and buy this stuff. So I went and I bought a keyboard. Boom! I had my money saved up. I was gonna put hydraulics actually on the ride right here. So instead of putting the hydraulics, I invested that money on a keyboard. Boom! A workstation. Back then, you could make beats. You could just synthesize everything on there. And then I had that. And
But you had no clue how to run it. You
nope,
just
not at all. I just bought it and was reading about it and just went step by step like that. Just went by ear. And
whatever sounded good.
And yeah, sometimes I'll listen to other people's beats and I'll like just copy the drum line and bass line and all that. So I would just go from there. And then I had just a cassette recorder, and I would have to actually hold the back. The RCA jacks were all fucked up, so I had to hold it.
The quality wasn't all there.
Yeah, I had to hold it, and then somebody's rapping. You know what I'm saying? I had the music going. The keyboard was cool, but everything else was all fucked up. I had to hold the damn RCA jacks so they can record. And then, like, everybody around here, like, there's a few rappers around here. Bone Dad, back then he was Bone Loco and all that. So he would bring, all them over there. And that was giving me experience on recording, too. And so we would just do all that, just record. And then finally, I think I had, like, income tax or something. I was like, I'm going to get me a 4-track. So I went and got a 4-track. It was a 4-track. That's when I took that picture. So finally, it was actually like more of a real studio, better quality. I bought that 4-track. I got a microphone with a popper stopper.
All that stuff you just had in the pad.
Yeah, in my room. I had a spare room right there, and I didn't have that much kids, so I had a spare room right, and I just put a little corner right there. Actually had a popper stopper because before I would use a wire hanger with the nylon on it, and that was my popper stopper.
That was the thing that people would use.
Yeah.
So what was the motivation behind that? You just didn't want to be dependent on somebody else to do it?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Because, then you have to pay. I had no money. You got to pay. You go.
And it still would have been cheaper if you bought the equipment yourself.
You go one shot, buy the equipment, and whenever you got an idea or something like that, or somebody comes through, you want to get them on, boom, it's right there. You don't got to be like, call somebody. You don't got to, go get money out and pay, all that stuff.
So the name Sonny Boy Lokzter, at what point of your life did you get that? Was that a rapper name or your name on the street?
That's a rapper name. It was just Sonny Boy, or Sonny. Everybody in Corcoran, they know me by Sonny. Teachers call me Sonny. Everybody knows me by Sonny. And it was Sonny Boy, I guess you could say that was my street name, Sonny Boy. And then me and Crime, we put together a cassette. And then he was like, one day I got to his pad, and he was like, hey, I did the layout, for the cover. So I was like, all right. And I looked, and he's like, so what the fuck? He put Lokzter on it. So I was like, Sonny Boy
Sounds
Lokzter.
good.
I was like, all right, that goes. Okay, I'll go with it. If I didn't like it, I would have been like, oh, fuck, no. But yeah, it went. So I was like, all right.
Sounded good, so it stuck.
Yeah, it stuck.
So at what point did you actually start working on your first album, and how many albums do you have?
My first point, I started working on it. Actually, like right after I got the 4-track, I put out, I wouldn't say it was an album. It was more like 4 songs on a cassette. And that was for the primos because my cousin just had passed away. And I made a cassette.
Was that the cover you showed me earlier?
No, that was a different cover. Yeah. I believe maybe it's somewhere put in the stash, If I find it, I'll shoot it to you. But yeah, I made that one for the primos, and but I wouldn't say that was an album. My first album was what was it? Killer Califas, and
What year was that one?
that was 98, 99, and that was actually a CD. Then I got rid of the 4-track and got a 8-track. And that was, I would say that was more like of a real album right there.
So you actually printed that one?
I printed that one, yeah. And
What were people's reactions to that one?
they liked it. They liked it. I mean, nobody ever mentioned the towns around here, you know, Avenal, Stratford, Lemoore, you know, Tulare, Visalia, Hanford. Nobody ever put it out there like that, and I did. So they were loving it. They were digging it.
That was the first one. What was your second one?
Second one was Point of No Return. Point of No Return. And I got Killer Khalifa's Point of No Return, Rock and Roll Gangster. I put out a compilation in 2002, Ballers and Shot Callers, and then Street Terror. And then I got the group one with Criminal, Raza Loca, División del Norte.
Now, as far as production, did you do all the production for those albums?
I did most of them. The first ones, yeah. Yep, I did all the production. I used to do the beats. If not, I would sample. Do a lot, not a lot of sampling, but a few sampling, and I'll add a drum behind it or something.
How long would you say that it took you till you finally got the hang of it where it sounded pretty cool?
Oh, shoot. Probably not until 2004, I would say, to my
Standards?
to my standards. It was then I finally sat back and was like, shit. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is cool. I finally feel comfortable with what I'm putting out.
Raza Loca, is that your own record label?
Yeah, that's my record label.
How did that come into place?
I had a song way back in the days when I was a kid. I had a song, Mi Raza Loca. And then...
Which album was that one on? You remember?
No, it wasn't even on the album.
It was just a random track you did?
Yeah, because I used to do shows. Like, I was a kid, and I did a couple shows. And one of the songs was Mi Raza Loca. I had the little cutie pie beat. I went to somebody, he actually had the turntables and all that. So that's how he did the beat for me, mixing it like that.
Is that still around out there, or is that hard to find?
Oh, yeah, it's hard to find. Well, ain't nobody doing that. Everybody.
Well, whoever got the cassette maybe out there? That track.
Oh, yeah, that track. Nah, no, that wasn't even recorded. Yeah.
Oh.
It was just like to do for shows and all that. Yeah, so that wasn't recorded. I had an old one that was actually recorded. That was My Everyday Life with the more bounce beat. That was recorded, but yeah, it was on cassette. And the last time I seen that cassette, all the tape, the whatever that is, was all out, wrapped around the cassette.
That's
so
long gone.
Done. Yeah.
So what made you actually want to do the label?
The label, it just came to my head because I was like, man, I need a name for my label, you know? And then off top, like,
just be independent. You don't want
Raza
same thing. You don't
Loca,
want to
you know?
depend on nobody else.
Yeah, just Raza Loca. We're crazy, you know? At the time, I was crazy, I guess you could say. So it was just like Raza Loca. It just went. And then my little man that I had on it, it just went together.
Who designed that logo?
First, my dad. My dad actually, he's the one that originally did the pattern right there. It was that little man with the hat and the little boots, you know? The hat all down, big old brocha. My dad actually did the original one way back in the days, and so I thought I used that, you know, because my dad passed away. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna
In honor of him?
Yeah, I'm gonna use this for my label. Boom, slapped it on there, and it just went. And the second one, Crime's brother, he redid it. So he was because Crime was,
Did little touch ups to it, or
he redesigned it. It's still the same, like, man with the hat and the coat and the boots, but he put like some bullets, you know, the mustache is a little bit different, and he redesigned it a little bit, but it still went. So I was like, yeah, I'll stick with that, because sometimes you just got to move forward, you know. But I still got that little, I like that little man. I got him tatted on my chest.
so that was in the partnership with Criminal, or
No,
that was still just all you.
That was just all me. Criminal has his own 11550, so yeah, Raza Loca is just me.
You mentioned shows earlier. Where were you doing shows at?
Paul Bunyan in Porterville.
Was that your own shows, or like you were opening up for someone?
Now we're opening up. It was Paul Bunyan in Porterville, and then the Memorial Building in Visalia. Dave a dude named Dave Chavez from Northside Records and Tapes in Visalia. He was the man back then. He would do shows like he would bring Zapp and Roger, Mary Wells. He used to bring hella people over here, and then he started doing.
So they're good, legit shows.
Yeah, and then he started bringing rappers.
So he hit you up like, hey, you want to open up, or
No,
or you try to get in contact with him?
I got in contact with him, actually, because when I met up with Criminal, then they were doing shows, so they were like, hey, hit up this dude, he'll get you on the lineup. So
Get you in.
yeah, so he actually came over and he heard us and all that, because I had a group, so we had to perform a little session for him, and he was digging it, so I was like, all right, I'll get you guys on. You guys go in first, though. Oh, man, all right, fuck it.
Better than nothing, huh?
Yep.
So did you interact like with the other acts too, or you guys just got on stage and got off?
Yeah, not really. They weren't.
They were just there for what they're gonna do.
They
And
weren't
take
our
off?
people. You know what I'm saying? So they were the only ones that were out there, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, so they weren't our people. So they would go. Actually, they would do their thing and they would bounce, and we would stay there, interact with the everybody at the show and all that. Yeah, but they would do their thing and they would bounce.
What was your response from the people in the crowd?
The first time, everybody just looking at us like, I was like, oh, god damn.
You think because of your performance, or just because they didn't know who you were?
I don't know, man. I was like, did I fuck up? Damn, should I give up now? You know? But then
Throw in the towel.
The second time, yeah, I was about to throw in the towel, like, man. But the second time, yeah, it was cracking in Visalia. It was before the show even started, it was just
You think the word got out?
cracking. Not about us, but the whole just show in general, just the crowd, the people, you know?
It was the place to be.
Yeah, it was the place to be. And then when I finally got on stage, I finally wasn't the first one to open, you know, but we were up there. And yeah, it was cracking. They almost pulled me off stage. They were like, yeah. And so I was like, oh, okay.
So we mentioned Criminal earlier. At what point of your career did you guys actually link up?
At the very beginning, I used to go to the Tulare flea market. And then my cousins, they had a booth right there. So then my cousins were telling me, hey, man, I met this dude that raps. And I told him that you rap. So he wanted to hear what you got, you know, link up. He was like, he's a little dude with Tulare County on the back of his shirt. And I was like, oh, I seen that dude before. So then they set it up where we meet up or whatever. And then I would show him what I had, my raps, and then he would spit his. And then we headed off cool. And then we lost contact for a good minute. Well, we were doing shows together too. So we're cool. And then we lost contact for a minute. And then one day, their same cousins were like, I just seen Criminal, and he said he wants to holler at you. He knows somebody with the studio. So I was like, a studio? Okay, like, all right.
But you already had yours at that time?
Nah, not even. Nah, I was still in high school.
I was way in the beginning.
Yeah, I was still in high school. Yeah. So they told me he had then I called Criminal, and he was like, hey, I got this dude. He got a studio. That dude, Captain J. He was like, he got the studio, and I got this song called Northside Love, and I want you on 2 verses. Well, do 2 verses for it. And then he was like, I'm gonna show you the beat. It was that Teddy Pendergrass, Love TKO. Mm-hmm. It was actually the instrumental for back in the days. I don't know who sings that, A-Mod or something like that.
So did you guys get like a vinyl sample for that, or?
No, Criminal had the cassette. He took it to Captain J, and Captain J sampled it. And then he added some stuff to it. And then when he showed it to me, I was just like feeling it, like, okay. And I already had that Corcoran is the town I live in. Actually, I used that on Kings County, N.A. Was originally for Northside Love. But I had that line since, only that line. Corcoran is the town I live in. As the pinta lights glow, se mira firme. I had that line written forever. And it was just that. I guess you could say I got blocked or something, because it was just that. But
you had to use it for something.
Yeah, because that one had to be on something. So when he showed me that beat, I started with that, and it just went on. And then the very next day, I went and picked him up, and we went to the studio. And then from there, it just went on. We built the Raza Loca group. Well, that's when he told me, hey, make a group called Raza Loca. And I was like, okay, let's do this.
So, about for how long did you guys work together?
Man, well,
A decade?
I known the dude for over 25 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we just off and on. It wasn't like good, solid, like
Not consistent.
yeah, not consistent, but off and on. We would do a lot of studio work together.
Are you still in contact with them, or have future projects that you guys are working on?
Nah, no future projects. I just seen him. What, 4th of July? Around 4th of July, some around 4th of July, somewhere around there. I seen him, but other than that, like, nah, we haven't talked about music or nothing. Just how you doing and all that stuff.
Well, hopefully soon, because I like the chemistry that you guys have together. You guys put out good music.
All right on.
Shout out to Crime.
Yeah.
I have an interview with him pretty soon.
Okay, that's right.
Let's go to a social media question now. We'll pick one off of Facebook. This one's from the Darkroom fan page. It says, ask him how he hooked up with Darkroom to be featured on the Brown Area CD, Power and Numbers. How did that come about?
My cousin used to deal with Sir Dino. He used to buy CDs like in bulk from him.
He had like a store
Yeah,
or just out the
he
trunk?
had a store, and he used to sell at the flea market. So he would buy in bulk from him, and then he told him about me. And actually, I think I was like on house arrest or something. And I think I said I was going to go look for work, or I forgot what I did. So he told me he was going to go meet up with him in Fresno. So I was like, I'm going to go, because he was telling him about me. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go. I'm going to shoot him my CD. I had the Killer Khalifa CD. And then he was like, well, let's go. I said I was going to go look for work. We met up. They did their little exchange, their little business deal. I was like, hey, man, check it out. I rap. This is my album. They were like, all right, they're cool.
Took advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, they were cool. They were all right, you know.
It was just Dino or other members?
It was Dino, and what was Dino, Crooked, and Duke. It was them three that were there, and I handed it to them. I handed it actually to maybe Duke, or yeah, it was Duke, the funny guy, right? He's like, he's always joking and stuff.
Yeah,
it was that guy, and so then Crime hits me up, and he's like, hey, because I believe he
already in contact with them? Or?
He submitted something to them too. I don't know how or what, but so he was like, hey, I got a voicemail right now. I want you to hear it. So he put it on, and he was Sir Dino saying that, hey, I want to get you guys on Brown Area. I want to get you on Brown Area. I'm doing a compilation, Brown Area, Power and Numbers, and bring your homeboy, Sonny Boy Lokzter. And I was like, what? For reals? Like, because they were the shit back, like, right.
That's what he left on the voicemail?
Yeah.
He said your name?
Yeah. So right back then, that they were it. So I was like, nah, you fucking serious? Like, let's do this. Where, you know?
So you guys drove out there, or you guys just sent the
drove.
feature? Yeah.
We drove. We actually went to a studio, and we laid it down.
You guys were actually in the legendary Darkroom studio.
Yeah. It wasn't actually it wasn't the dark room that they talk about.
Oh,
the
okay.
one with no light.
Oh, it's a new one?
It was another one. Yeah. It was they had the equipment and everything, but it wasn't that one that they talk about
where they started it off.
Yeah, that there was no light. That's why they call it the dark room. It wasn't. I wish I was in that one, you know. But yeah, it wasn't that one. But Sir Dino did the production and everything. He was there recording it.
Is that the only feature you guys did for them? That was, what song was that? That was Raza Loca 2?
Raza Loca 2, yeah. Because like I said, I had Raza Loca back in the days, that song, so we did Raza
Did they
Loca
tell you
2.
what they wanted on it, or?
Nah,
no,
they just said whatever.
Do you?
Yeah. And then Crime actually left them a beat. Crime left them a beat, and Sir Dino used it on one of the, maybe it was like a little breakdown or something like that. Sir Dino did like a verse, like a little short verse on it, and then that was from Crime's beat. He left it to him. I think Sir Dino might have did some touch-ups to it or something like that. But other than that, there's another Brown Area. I got on with Young Lalo out of Sacramento. He hit me up, and he was like, for me to get on, and it was Brown Area. I'm not even sure which one.
So you started doing a few after that?
It was only that one, only that Brown Area, and the one with Young Lalo, it was like 916-559. I believe that was the song. It's a pretty cool song. A lot of dudes from the Valley and Sacramento.
So besides Darkroom, who else have you done features for?
Oh man, I have done features for a lot of dudes from the valley. Well, Baby Boy, when Baby Boy N.A. was out here, I always done features for him. I did features for Cisco, um, the Nasty Habits compilation. I did that one. But the main feature that brought me back to life, because I was, sometimes I ain't feeling music and all that. But the main feature that brought me back to life was Happy. When Happy hit me up, well, I started hearing his music. I was like, man, this dude's tight, And then I believe I hit him up for a CD or something like that, or gave him credit for his music. And then later on, he's like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you a beat. Can you be featured? I said, hell yeah, shoot it. And then so he shot it, and I was like, okay. But that's what brought me back to life. Like that's when I just felt it. Boom. You could kind of hear it in the song too.
So at one point you didn't really want to do music anymore, or what happened?
Sometimes I don't feel it. I'm just not into it, where I'm just laid back or whatever. But when he sent me that beat, I was just like, you could just gave me the energy. Boom,
Knock it out.
Yeah, you could hear it too. Like hit the spot, boy. Gangsta shit don't stop. Got the Glock, boy, and I make it go pop. Yeah, so I was just feeling it off top. So that I would say that brought me back to life to actually want to make a new album.
Let's talk about music videos now. How many music videos do you have out?
Just one.
To Live and Die in the Valley?
Yeah, To Live and Die in the Valley.
You guys got Mary Jane in the background?
Yeah, Mary Jane, Green Impala.
What made you want to make that video?
My boy Smokey was like, hey, he's just started doing videos or whatever. He was fucking around with the camera. So he was like, let's do a video. I got you, you don't even need to pay me, no nothing. So I was like, fuck it.
So he was just learning at that point?
Yeah. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So then, yeah, we just...
Why'd you pick that song?
Because I liked that song. It was just representing the valley, representing the valley, and it just that song has a lot of meaning to me. So I was like, I want to do that song right there.
That was all shot here in Corcoran?
Yeah, it was all shot. No, you know what? Actually, part of it was in Woodlake. Yeah, part of it was in Woodlake, but mostly here in Corcoran.
Is there any other videos that you wish you would have wanted to do?
Oh, there's a lot of videos, yeah. Situation 559. I actually talked about doing that, but then songs got old. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna put out no video for an old song, But yeah, Situation 559. I always wanted to do a video like on that song. Street Terror, that one I wanted to do a video on that one. But I think with this new album that comes out, I'm definitely gonna put out a few. I have to go out with the bang,
So you have a large volume of music out there. What would you say is your favorite track that you worked on?
My favorite track would be Gangsted Up. That one definitely, Gangsted Up. I made the beat on that, and that song just, as soon as I wrote the pen touched the paper, I kept on going, and recorded it just like that. So
how long did it take you to do that one?
Like a night. I would pull all-nighters, and then I'll just hit record and go to the mic and just record.
All by yourself?
All by myself, smoking, drinking, because I would never like people in there. I mean, of course there's studio sessions with people, but there was days where I just wanted me by myself, and that I would say that one. But then again, I also got another track, If This World Was Mine, and to me that got like, it's meaningful. I got my daughter. She's now 21. She was 3 years old, and she was on the beginning of it.
Oh, okay.
So like, it just talks more about life. More about life.
What album was that one on?
Ballers and Shot Callers. And it's on YouTube. You could find it on YouTube. Ballers and Shot Callers. This World Was Mine. Sonny Boy Lokzter. And that one, I mean, the quality fucking sucks.
That's what has the meaning to you, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the words, they touch, they touch bases, and it's good. It's a good song.
I read on one of your posts that you did the music not for the fame. They were just chapters of your life.
Yep.
So A lot of people do it for the fame. Why did you not?
It was actually because it was never for the fame. I just started rapping like because I loved it, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna rap. So, and then actually it just happened. Like it just happened. Like I said, the dude lied to me, and I wrote that song. And then after that, I was like, shit, I could do this. So then I started, and then I was just telling stories about what's going on in my life, you know, what's going on in the town at the time. And then I would just put it on a beat, and it was never for fame. I was just catering to my people, you know. That's all I was doing, was catering to my people. It wasn't so when I get somewhere, people will be like, hey, you know, this and that. I mean, even though now, like, I can't believe it, people come up to me like, hey, Sonny Boy Lokzter. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm flattered. I'm hella flattered.
Not just here locally?
No, there has been where I was far. Yeah, Sacramento one time, and they're like, you Sonny Boy Lokzter? Like, yeah. Oh, man, like, damn, I grew up to your music. Like, oh, shit, I feel old at the same time, but...
Were you working or just out and about? Yeah?
I was working, yeah. Yep. Yeah, but there was just... I never thought that would happen, you know? I never thought that would happen, and I never did it for that. I just was telling my story. Just plain and simple, telling my story, and never, for no fame. I don't like no spotlight like that, to tell you the truth, you know?
On the insert of La División del Norte, I read on there on some of your goals that you had, you wanted to put out a magazine out there, a local magazine for Central Valley rappers.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Called the Movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And why'd you want to do that? And did it ever come out?
No, I never came out. I wanted to do it because you would always have magazines talk, you know, no Bay Area, LA, nobody ever focused on us. And then mainly that was like what motivated me too to do more rapping, because nobody ever focused on us.
The valley's always overlooked.
Yeah, always overlooked. And so I wanted to just focus on rappers, upcoming rappers that been here, you know, just wanted to do that. But it never came to be, because I mean, social media blew up like so it was
borderline around that time.
Yeah, it was borderline around that time. And then after that, social media blew up, and it's like, man,
what's the point now?
Yeah,
it's already out there.
Yeah, maybe someday I could do it on Instagram or something, you know, or something like what you do, you know,
a page just for that. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's get into tattoos now. I always go over the tattoos of some of my guests. Do you mind showing them to us?
Nah.
Check out the tattoos right here. What do we got?
From my cousins right here. They're blasted. 97. 2 brothers.
That's your primos?
Nah, my primos. Like my brothers. They were like my brothers.
And what do we got over here?
Right here. This is a cover. It was kind of fucked up. I need to bring it back to life. Corcoran. The Money Rose. Then I got Sonny Boy. I got some fucked up shit. No, nothing from professional. You know what I'm saying?
They're all homie tats.
Yeah, they're all homie tats. And then the Raza Loca man, right there.
That's the logo.
That's the logo.
That's the one your pops did, or
yeah.
Crimes?
Yeah, that's the one I did. My pops did. And then my cousin Daniel, the one that the tattoo. My cousin Daniel did this. He was like 14 years old.
What does that say?
Mi Raza Loca. And then got this one, Rock and Roll Gangster. And then I got my cousin was like, this is the last one he did on me before he got killed. He was like 16 then, did this one. I mean, they could be a lot better, but you know, I ain't gonna cover them.
Yeah. And since we're here, you want to show us Mary Jane?
Mary Jane. Yeah, it's Mary Jane right here. I had this baby since I was 16, and actually it's not mine no more. It's my brother's. I sold it to him back in 2001.
Was that your first car?
Yeah. I was like 16. I used to mop this bitch.
What do you got right here? Who's this for?
My primos right there.
Candy green?
It's not candy, but
metal flake.
Got green pearl. Got the green pearl with flake in it. It's just been parked. My brother's locked up, so it's been parked for a while. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but.
So you're holding it for him for now?
Yeah, just. I should be doing a better job. But yeah, it used to look nice. Now it's all fucked up.
He had some work put into it, huh?
Yeah, when all that was shining, it was all good. It was cool.
You still mob every once in a while?
You know what? This car haven't been driven in like 5 years.
Dang.
Yeah, or 6 maybe. Since my brother's been busted, he has been parked. I barely started taking care of it.
Whose bike is this right here?
Oh, that's my bike right there. Well, that's my son Pee Wee's bike. That used to be mine when I was a kid.
Oh,
it used to be mine. Took off the bundle, and then I rebundled it, and then bought all the parts when he was like 2nd grade. I built it for him. I rebuilt it for him.
There it is. Little bit of gold on there. Recently, I interviewed Sir Dino, and I asked him if there was a Mount Rushmore of Chicano rap, who would he put on there based on the most influential rappers that were to him? And now I'm going to ask you, who would you put on there?
Oh man. You know what? I would start off. He's not even a rapper, but I want to start off with the dude that, like, to me, like, is a big influence on me. I didn't even say it at the beginning, but he's a big influence, and he's not a rapper, and that would be like Richie Valens, off top. Boom, right in the middle. Put him right there. And
Why Richie Valens?
he's just like a big inspiration. He was always been, ever since La Bamba. I watched La Bamba. He was a big inspiration. And
You think that goes back to the roots from your grandpa playing
Yeah.
instruments and stuff?
Yeah, and then just like a Chicano's doing it, you know,
Yeah.
he was a kid, and look what he did, you know, as a kid, and his life got cut short. And I just think, like, man, what if he would have lived longer? What, he would have had a lot of achievements.
That's
and,
a good one right
yeah.
there. Yeah.
So I would have put him right in the middle, boom. And another one would, like, I'm talking about like people that are doing it, you know, like, and influencing, making money, doing that thing, is like Big Tone. I dig what he's doing. I dig what he's doing.
Yeah, he's been putting it down for a long time.
Yeah, and he got proof. Everything shows it, you know.
Yeah.
He got
Not just talk.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more.
I would say because they built platforms for us. Us from up here, I'd say. Sir Dino.
Okay, something off topic that's not from music related. I noticed you drive the 18-wheeler. You even rap about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how'd you get into that?
Oh man, since I was a kid, I loved trucks. I went truck driving with my dad one day, and after that, that feeling that came upon me,
Is that what your dad did for a living, or just at one point?
he did that for a living. My dad's passed away now. He got killed in the pen. Rest in peace. He died when I was 4, but I still remember, like, I must have been 3, but I remember that day where I went with him in the Freightliner, and I remember the smell, everything, just.
So when you're a little kid like that, you're like, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, just that feeling that overcame me. So I was like, I'm going to drive a truck one day. And ever since then, I just was in love with trucks.
How long have you been doing it?
Actually, I've known how to drive for a long time. I just couldn't get my license because I had DUIs. I was just fucking up, you know? So I couldn't get my license. My brother had his license before me, so I would go with him, and he'll go to sleep, and I'll be driving. And then finally, I cleared all my shit and got my license, and that would be 14 years.
Been doing it a while.
Yeah.
What do you think is the craziest thing you've seen out there on the road?
There's a lot of crazy shit, but one thing that I never will forget is the dude that came rollerblading down the Grapevine, like on rollerblade, like fucking serious. How the fuck you gonna rollerblade down the goddamn Grapevine, man? We're going south. I'm going south, going up. So he's coming down, you know, like,
Dang.
man.
How fast was he going?
I don't know, because I just passed. I was like, fucking serious.
He was on one.
Yeah, he had to be on one, definitely. Like, man, after that, I'm looking for a car. Like, does this dude just get off a car and start rollerblading or what? But I didn't see a car, so I don't know if he even went over the whole goddamn
I even made it
grapevine.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he went
We
over
walked
the
up
whole
there and
grapevine with the rollerblades. Uh,
that's crazy. So that'd be the one that topped it off.
yeah. Other than that, it was just some nasty shit, that you see. There's liars though. There's people that they say, man, when you're in a truck, you see people, you look over and you see them doing nasty things and all that. That's a lie. 14 years, I only seen one nasty thing, and it was nothing I wanted to see. Shit.
What about future projects? What are you working on right now?
I got a full album done, beats, lyrics. I just haven't. I've been lagging
To actually record, you
to
mean?
actually recording it. Yeah.
Do you still have a home studio, or you're going somewhere
No,
else?
I go somewhere else. Street Terror was done at Young Rich's studio in Lemoore, the MOB studio, and some of it at Little G studio. But yeah, I haven't had no studio equipment in a while, so I'll be going to the boys' house in Ridley, Little E's, Ridley.
You recently put out a single on YouTube, right? Valley Veteran. Is that going to be the title of the actual album, or that was just that single?
Yeah, that's the title of the actual album.
I like that title.
Valley Veteran. Actually, one time, because I had been busted, so they didn't want to. I was doing a show. It was like a benefit show, So I was on the lineup, but they didn't want to put my name, so the cops don't see. So they just put special guest, the Valley Veteran. So I was like, that's gonna be the name of my next album, because that's how I would get my, like, one day I got booked in the Kings County Jail, and I was booked in for Street Terror. So when I seen that, I said, that's gonna be a name for one of my albums right there, Street Terror. So that's this Valley Veteran. That's how I got that one.
And that one's out on YouTube already, right?
Yeah, it's out on YouTube. Single Valley Veteran.
You mentioned earlier that you were going to have your final album, so that's going to be your last one?
Yeah, that's gonna be my last album.
Why the final album?
I ain't got no more gas, I guess. I don't know, just.
Or is that what you say now and you don't know? Something
Yeah,
might
I'd say
come up?
that now. I might. Yeah, I mean, I just hear the people that are out now, and I'm just like, man, I like their music. I mean, you can't keep on with the '90s music and keep that up. You got to move forward. So I just
Evolve, but you're not trying to evolve to those styles.
Yeah, and so I just produce. I not produce, but just put out people. I got Travi, the homie Travi, and I got my nephew right here that I wanna they got some good skills that I wanna put out.
So when do you think Valley Veteran will come out?
If I put my all into it, I could put it out in a month, but I would say,
Time factor?
yeah, I would say around February. I have to put a deadline to it. That's what I got to do. Just put a deadline to it where I got to say, you know what, it's going to be done then.
It's got to come out by then. Yeah.
Yep.
So what can we expect on that album? Same style, Sonny Boy Lokzter, or a little bit different?
It's kind of different. It ain't as hard, but it's different. It's cool. The beats are different. But still mobbing, mob beats. It's cool. You'll like it. Everybody will like it.
Looking forward to it.
I believe so.
What about merchandise? Do you have any merchandise that you're selling?
Nah.
Because I want to sport me some Raza Loca gear.
Nah. I want to. I think about it all the time. And actually talking about that merchandise, like back in when I did the Rock and Roll Gangster album, I had all that before people started making shirts and all that stuff. I had Raza Loca, the man, Raza Loca. I think it said records, or might have just said Raza Loca. Excuse me.
You still have any of those put away?
Nah,
not even one for yourself?
Yeah,
No?
Maybe somebody out there got it. I don't know. But yeah, I was slanging them too, like $10, and they were coming to the door like, "Hey, you got a shirt? You got a shirt?" Yeah, hell yeah, boom. But then I just never continued with that. I got busted, so that just killed a lot of shit, But I still think about it all the time. And there's actually one design It's not like a Raza Loca design, but there's one design that I want to put for the people in the town. You know, like I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna actually.
Can you say what that is, or you don't want bootleggers copying your shit?
Yeah, it's just like this view of the town, like everybody loves. If you're from Corcoran, I mean, there ain't much here, but when you drive into Corcoran and you go down, you see the palm trees and the building that everybody has been seeing for years. Just that feel good when you drive into the town. You know, I want that on a shirt.
So that'll be more for the locals,
More
or
for
just
the
whoever
locals,
wants
yeah,
it?
and then people that want to buy it too, like, you know. But I got other ideas for the people that other people, you know. I got a few ideas that I want to do.
Yeah. Hopefully you print a few out.
Yeah, actually with the Raza Loca, man.
So you've been doing music for a long time. What advice would you give to any rapper that's barely coming into the rap game?
Keep it real. Just keep it real, and don't expect anything from nobody. Like if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't wait for somebody. You know, don't. If you're gonna do it, basically go get your studio shit if you could afford it, little by little. Even if you have to do that, maybe you're gonna um, have to go to somebody to start out, but little by little, build your own shit so you don't have to depend on nobody. Because depending on somebody is just a son of a bitch, you know, just too much bullshit. And if you do it all yourself, boom,
That's all on you.
that's all on you. Like I can tell you the truth. When I started, there was nobody to do album covers, nobody pressing CDs. There was, but I didn't know where the fuck to go. I did it myself. Even with the cassettes, we would go take a picture and then get like these little stencil things and stencil them on, you know, on the cover, and go to Staples or
Just
what is
Xerox
that?
them.
Yeah, and just color copies. Boom, boom. Those were the cassettes. Fold them up. There was a dude in Dinuba. He would actually, you give him the master, and he'll bring you back the cassettes with the labeling, with it looked legit, the
Mhm.
labeling, the stamp, you know. And then we would do that. And then when it came to the CDs, I would go and buy a bunch of CDs, like say 50 CDs with the jewel cases. I would do that. Find somebody to do the actual album cover. Just have one of my kids take a picture of me in the backyard or something, you know. Take that and find somebody to do the lettering, the album cover, the graphics. They would do the graphics. They would give me that one printout. I couldn't afford to go and buy 1,000. I have heard of that on the magazines and all that, but there was nobody around here. Like there was no hookups. So I would go myself, get that one copy, and go make hella color copies. Get hella color copies, cut them out, get burn all the CDs. I had a CD burner, burn all the CDs, put a label, and then just put it all together. Take the jewel cases apart, put the inserts in them, and then I even had shrink wrap with the blow dryer.
Do that yourself too?
Do all that myself. Yeah, just took a long ass time, a lot of work. My thumbs all fucked up and everything, but I mean, my music was getting out there. You know, my story was getting out there, and
That was all profit to you.
it was profit. I mean, there's not that much profit, but I mean, when I get profit, I blow it. I just, you know, we're gonna go buy beer. We're gonna go party. But back then,
Yeah.
we're gonna go spend this money, you know. So I never really seen none of it. But yeah, I mean, I had a pocket full of money a few nights that just
Good nights.
yeah.
So what would you advise a new artist not to do?
Not to do. Just don't go out their boundaries, you know. Just stay in their own lane.
Don't fake the funk.
Don't fake the funk. Yeah, basically, don't fake the funk. Straight up.
Before we go, if somebody wants to contact you, say to do features, is that possible?
Yeah,
You still doing features?
yeah. I'll do some features.
What's your social media to find you?
SB Lokzter on Instagram. I ain't got no Facebook right now, but yeah, SB Lokzter on Instagram.
Directly to Instagram, and you'll hit them back up.
Yup, just DM me.
What if somebody wants to get a hold of your music? Where can they find it?
There's some on iTunes. On iTunes, I believe Street Terror's on iTunes.
And you still have physical copies of that one, you said? Huh?
Yeah, I got physical copies of that one. División de Norte is on iTunes. a lot of it's on YouTube. I don't know who puts it on, but a lot of it's on YouTube. There's a lot of music actually that I want to get. If anybody out there got Killer Khalifa, shoot it. You know, Point of No Return. Actually, I like a lot of that. I got burned by this old lady in
How did that
Fresno.
happen?
I took her my master. That's finally we were getting connections. This lady used to print out CDs and all that. So I went to her. Her name was Leslie. Leslie, old lady, where you at?
Give me my money.
Yeah, where's my money? Yeah, I'm actually, where's my master, man? I have my master, my graphics, everything. So I went to her with the Rock and Roll Gangster, and she was cool. Oh yeah, she's the one that did the graphics for it, the first one.
The old lady?
Graphics, yeah.
Yeah.
She did the first graphics. So I have two graphics. If you pay attention to the Rock and Roll Gangster album, there's two different styles of graphics. So she did the first one, and she was cool about it. She pressed like 300 for me, I believe. And then, so I went back for some more. I kept, because that album was cool.
They were selling.
Yeah, they were selling. So I was going back for more. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to repress Point of No Return. Let me take her Point of No Return. She repressed like 50. Let me get 50. Okay, she did 50. I said, you know what? People are going to buy them. So let me get 100. Okay, got 100. I went to her spot one day. Door was locked. Looking in.
Nothing in there?
Nah, a couple of flyers were on the floor. I said, what the fuck?
She was gone.
Bounced, bro. She took my master from Point of No Return, my graphics from Point of No Return.
And she didn't even answer a phone call or anything? No explanation?
Nothing. Her phone was done. Like, yeah. She didn't even say, hey, I'm going to bounce. Nothing. She just smashed off. And I'm sure I'm not the only one.
You think she did it on purpose?
She had to have. Yeah.
That was her hustle, be bouncing around
Maybe.
place to place?
Yeah. Yeah, because actually before that building, she was at another building. And she moved to that one. And then after that, she just done bounced. Ghost. She was ghost.
You don't even care what she made out of it. You just want your masters back.
Give me my masters back, man. I had that shit mastered. I had, the graphics.
What about Valley Veteran? Where are people going to be able to find that? Are you going to make physical copies of that too, or is that just going to be downloaded?
You know what? I want to make physical copies, but I'm not sure. And I'm actually thinking about just digital download, iTunes or
It's kind of rare nowadays to find a physical copy.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's just downloads.
Yeah. I mean, I want to make a few at least, just to have. So
For the hardcore fans,
Yeah, people to have.
Have something signed.
Yeah. If that's what they want, then here's an album right here. Here's
Yeah.
actually CD. But other than that, just iTunes and all that stuff. I ain't really too updated on all that. I have people do that for me,
Mm-hmm.
Can you do it? I mean, I'm sure I could learn it. For this album, I'm going to have to, because a lot of my shit is like, I don't even got, it's out there and I don't even, where's my money? I don't even, that's how much it's not for the money, it's not for the fame. I'm like, whatever, man. My music's out there, But I mean, if I could make it on this last one, I'm going to keep track on everything.
What about shout outs before we go?
Shout outs. Just everybody in the town, man. Everybody in Corcoran, the Heights, the Lokes, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the Valley. What's up? I don't want to say names and you forget about people, But to you, man, like,
Cool, thank you.
man, my first interview, I was hella nervous. Nobody
Had to do it.
Yeah, you hit me up years ago, actually.
Yeah.
For the interview, and nobody ever hit me up for an interview. So I was like, hell yeah. Shout out to you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So there you guys go. The interview with Sonny Boy Lokzter. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Got to know him a little bit better. I know I enjoyed it. It's a cool time. I know you got to go. Family stuff to do. And appreciate you taking the time on a Saturday to do the interview.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it again. We're out. Peace.